All right, Coach. We talked to you last Tuesday. I know a lot has happened since then. You had a big scrimmage on Wednesday. I know that's been a few practices ago now. What did you learn maybe from last Wednesday, and what have you kind of continued to learn as you've continued preseason camp?
Yeah, that was our first scrimmage, so it's the first time, doing some live tackling, so you can see who can tackle and who can tackle in space, and who's trying to be physical and who can play within the scheme, because we threw a lot of things at them. So that was good. It was good to see. I thought we came out with great energy. So we just got to continue just to build upon that and just making sure the guys just get better every day.
From the first scrimmage to this next scrimmage coming up in a couple days or whenever it is this week, what are you guys focusing on specifically?
The main thing is just, see, a lot of times you got your scheme and all of that, but the main thing is just making sure those guys are getting to the football. Making sure we are tackling. We want to be sure tacklers. That's the main thing, is making sure that we're getting guys on the ground. Scheme-wise, we'll coach them up. Obviously, whatever we messed up on the first scrimmage, we want to improve this scrimmage. But just making sure the guys just understand just the pace that we want to play, the energy we want to play with, the physicality that we want to play with. So just making sure everybody on the same page with what we want as far as our standard.
Travis, Gus said last week that the defense, he thought, performed better in the scrimmage, that you guys stood out, energy and things like that. What did you make from the defense, and what kind of maybe were you pleased with seeing from your guys in that scrimmage?
Just the energy. I think they came out, we was in the stadium, so it's always good to scrimmage in the stadium, so the energy that we came out with was really good. The focus was good, and so just I think they had an edge about them the last scrimmage. But at the same time, we have to continue to keep that edge and keep the standard, and but we was very pleased with the energy and the edge that we came out with.
At this point in camp, what are the biggest questions that you still have to answer?
Really just getting the guys in the right seat. We got a lot of different battles across just defensively. We're trying to get it to a point, like we don't in our whole mindset, we don't have starters, we have standards. So a guy may go out there the first play and play the same amount of snaps as the other guy that's coming in. So we want to rotate a lot of guys, especially guys that we know can play. Now, we're not just rotating just to rotate. You got to know the scheme. You got to know what we ask upon you. You got to know the energy that we want you to play with and the excitement. But the main thing is just really we got so many different battles and just trying to get the guys in the right seat.
How much do you want to know after the second scrimmage? Will you be able to define like your depth chart and get yourself maybe kind of in that position by the time you're done with that scrimmage?
Just want to see who can handle pressure, who can handle different situations. If you're going out there with the first group or the second group or whatever, how do you handle that? How do you handle, the offense is driving, who's going to be that leader and getting guys set? Those different little things that we look for in the second scrimmage, and just seeing. And it was very, very vanilla the first scrimmage, like on both sides of the ball. So the offense will open it up. We'll open it up defensively, and just seeing who can make checks and who can react and different things like that.
Coach, how would you describe the defensive line right now? I know there's some new faces competing there in camp.
I think Coach Kenny Martin and Coach Kenny Ingram is doing a great job defensively. I think the defensive line has an edge about them, has a confidence about them. I think it's a group that we can lean on. You could just feel that their confidence and that edge with that entire group. So that's always good, especially the linebacker and me, to be able to play behind guys that have that edge and that confidence.
At cornerback last season, Corey Thornton, as a true freshman, started all 10 games. Devontae Brown got some time. Justin Hodges. How are those young corners developing in year two in camp?
They're doing well. And you can see they had to be thrown into the fire last year as true freshmen, and you could just see, because you got to think when they got here, they didn't go through a spring. Fall camp, you had COVID, so they had to learn on the job, so they was out there getting on-the-job training during the games. So you could just see those guys taking the steps forward and getting better and better each week.
How soon, you've got, a little more than 2 weeks, I guess, before the opener. How soon before you guys start really kind of scheming for Boise State, and how much do you know about Boise State?
With me, I like to keep the main thing. I'm trying to get the guys in the right seats first, and then we'll move on to Boise. But I do know they're a well-coached team. I know that they're a team that'll fight you to the death, hard-nosed, really good players, and we respect their program. So, but I have to really just focus in on my job here and getting the guys in the right seat.
Coach, with all the new transitions and coming in the first year, sometimes it's difficult seeing what the leadership's like amongst the players. How fast did that come around, and when did you see that turning point?
You know, when we first got here, because we didn't know anyone, so they're trying to figure us out. We're trying to figure them out, and then once they figured out, okay, oh, these guys they're pretty cool. You know, they're gonna keep the standard, but they really care about us, and you start seeing the guys kind of buy into the leadership and just talking our language and saying exactly what we're trying. So you saw it like the middle of the summer doing workouts, because Coach Dawson had those guys the whole summer, so we'll get an assessment of what they're doing. He always have a write-up and see who's the vocal leader and who's busting their tail, so you could kind of see it kind of turn. Now you can see a whole bunch of people just verbalizing and being vocal of the standard that we're looking for.
Another guy, newcomer that I asked about last week, Bryson Armstrong, you said you were moving him around for the first scrimmage. Now that the first scrimmage is over with, how are you guys using him on defense?
If I tell you, I got to kill you, so I won't tell you that. But he's doing well, and we're moving him around different places, and he's a football player, and he made some plays the last scrimmage, one-handed interception, different things like that. He's a football player. You put the ball down, he's the guy that you want in the alley with you. That's tough and hard-nosed. But he's got to watch us the first game and see what we're going to play on.
What are you seeing from your linebackers, in particular Eric Gilliard?
Oh, man, a leader. Just a leader, and he's a quiet leader. You know, the guys respect him. He's very, very smart, knows the system inside out, can get guys lined up. And that's what you want. You want a guy that can get guys lined up. When all crap is going, right, he can get guys lined up with that poise and confidence that you need that's playing in the middle, you know, and also that edge about him as well. So that's what we like. That's what we're getting. You know, you're getting a seasoned veteran and a guy that's just sharp. One thing when you're calling plays and the thing that's comfortable for coaches is putting a guy there that know what he's doing and that could get everybody lined up, and that's what we got with EG.
You talked a little bit about Bryson moving him around a little bit. How important is versatility among your guys, that you can maybe move them around, especially now before you guys get ready for the season?
Oh, it's very important, because we do a complex scheme where we do different things, and guys have to be able to play multiple positions. You may be a position one week doing one thing, next week doing the next deal. You may be there one series doing one thing, the next series doing something different. So it's complex, but at the same time, it's simple enough for our guys to learn. And again, like I said last week, we're gonna do what they're willing, what they can do, and not try to force a system on them. So they've been picking it up, and it's been good. It's actually been good. We got smart players, so that's always good.
Coach, I've heard a couple of references from players. What are some of the unique names you have for positions? Is there like a money backer? Is that like the middle? And then is there like a night position? Is that in the nickel? What are some of the unique names you have for positions?
You got a money backer, which most people will say is a wheel backer. You have a Mac backer, which is a Mike backer. You have a night, which is, we're knights, right? So the knight is a guy that could do a lot of different things, depending on where we want to line them up at. So that makes our scheme complex. We have a buck, which is an outside guy that we can line up anywhere. It causes confusion for the offense, trying to ID who guys are, and it helps us out with different blitz packages. So money, Mac, buck, knight, get to the ball.
I know you just talked about Eric Gilliard being a leader. So who were some of the other guys you've kind of seen step up the first few weeks kind of in that leadership position for you guys?
You know what? And it was unique about this squad. We have quiet leaders that lead by example, right? So EG is one of them. Like he just go and guys will follow him. Because guys respect ball players, and they know he's a ball player. You have vocal leaders. KD is another one that lead by example. Then you have Big Cat, that's a vocal guy. You have Newt, that's a vocal guy. You got Bryson, that's just like EG. You don't know if he's in the room. You know, you have Tatum that'll talk. You know, you got Drop. Sometimes I tell Drop, listen, if you think it, don't say it. So, but he's another one that's vocal, because you never know what he'll say in a good way. I love being around him. So Ricky, he's another one. He's in the room, but you wouldn't know. But he just lead by example. So we got a variety of guys. Got the quiet ones. You got the ones that like to talk. You got Devontae Brown that's out there. You won't know he's in the room. So, man, it's awesome to have a mixture of guys, but all of them lead in their own little way, which is cool.
On that note, communication, what did you see during the scrimmage, and what do you want to see going forward, the guys communicating with one another?
You know what? The first scrimmage was good. It was great communication. It was a great edge about us, but again, it was vanilla. You know, this scrimmage that comes up Wednesday is gonna be formations, and it's gonna be adjustments and motions, and different things like that where we have to communicate. So we'll really see where we're really at this next scrimmage.
Thanks, Coach.
Awesome. Appreciate y'all guys. All right, thank you.
We got Eric Gilliard coming up next.